Once upon a time, I fought a war every day by myself for 3 years against the narcissist kingdom I found myself a victim of, where I had never known the thing I called reality was one of the unhappiness of others that had nothing to do with me. And still, though I have learned to distance myself from this place I now refuse to call my home, there are people who I have left behind who still try to convince themselves that my life has anything to do with them. I once thought that their love was real and pure. For most of my life, I thought they were kind people. But in this world of sleeping giants, we are addicted to the facades of peace and try to convince ourselves an image. Fake kindness left and right, people will try to look good to society. I discovered real love is really hard to find. Love someone like me is capable of. Covertly, nice people will inflict their own pain on others. People keep their friends and family because they need to have them, and that's how it's supposed to be, so we were told. Somebody with no friends and no close family is a loner, is depressed, is ill, so I was told. But does anyone actually sit down and ask themselves if these people really support you for who you are? Does anybody actually look and see these people for who they really are? Soon enough, when I started fighting for myself, I stood alone, without anyone. For the people that supported me, I found out that they really did not this entire time. Though a facade can last a long time, there will be a day where it all falls apart. And as a child who I had thought I was loved by many, I discovered how many people fake their love because it looks good and don't even know it themselves. Where the moment you, their beloved, go against their image when it is who you are, they will turn away and pretend not to see you. The day I finally chose myself, the day I needed someone the most, the day I needed someone to be there for me, the only time in my life I asked for such a thing. Nobody was there for me. Though I had been there for everyone, every single time, they stood and watched me struggle to accept my real identity when I awakened without doing anything to help me, as if my body was on fire and they watched me burn to death. I just wanted someone to encourage me, but even they could not do that. When I reached out for praise when I really needed it, these people shamelessly stood in silence. They were not even capable of saying a kind word to me when I started chasing my dream and showing all of me. They hated it when I started to be myself. To the people who I thought loved me, when I finally discovered who I was, why did you abandon me? When I started awakening to my true self and my true purpose, why were you the one who planted a seed of doubt in me? It was you who was the one who made me hesitate. You did this by telling me I was arrogant and thinking I was above others. You made me doubt myself and torture myself for a long time. And that made me struggle mentally for so long. When you realized I started breaking free from your lies, you tried to put me down again. You made me believe it's wrong to want to change this world the way I discovered that I was capable of. You made me feel ashamed for having too many gifts. You made me feel like I had to hide them, no matter what. To the people who I thought loved me, you told me I love you many times. But why was it the one time I asked for your help that you stood there and let me suffer? When you asked me if I had anyone to talk to for comfort and I said no, why was the only thing you said to me, sorry? I love you, but you ended up being the one responsible for all the doubt I experienced. When for the first time in my life, I gained some sort of confidence in my purpose and in myself. It was you who put that doubt in me and made me sleepless all those nights. To the people who I thought loved me, I meant to shine. So why for all those years did you tell me I was shining too brightly? Why did you tell me you are embarrassed when I decided to shine? Why did you tell me I'm too special for my own good? Why did you tell me it's best to hide who I am? You were so embarrassed you tried to keep my breakthrough undermined. The half of me I discovered that brought me so much happiness. Why did you always try to strip it away from me? Why did you want me to lose a part of me that I finally found? It's because that half of me was the reason you lost control over me, right? The spirit half of me was the reason I started fighting you. It was the half of me that gave me courage even when everything was against me. The half of me that turned me back into myself and away from the puppet you tried to make me. That half of me took your plan away from you, even if you do not admit it to yourself. You told me it was best to keep my true self a secret. There will be people who cannot handle my glow, and it was my job to moderate myself. But the triggers have nothing to do with me, for I deserve to be myself and follow my heart. Why do you seem to be so concerned about the people who are triggered, but not the me suffering inside, who so desperately wants to show herself to the world? Why did you not tell me to shine bright, and to show all those people what I can do? To the people who thought they loved me, When I did not make you look good, why did you always punish me? Why did you withdraw your love from me when I was not the person you wanted? Why did you ignore me when I tried to defend myself against your destructive expectations of me? You who wanted me to be your distorted view of a perfect person you tell yourself you should have been, what did any of it have to do with me? For I became a person that lived out the shame you tell yourself in your own head. I lived out your fears for you. You didn't care if I was well. What you truly cared deep down is only if you looked good to yourself. Why did you turn me into someone who thought I didn't deserve to be loved as I was? Because it was your treatment of me that made me suffer for a long time. To the people who used me, why did you tell me to be ashamed of myself? You give me your fake love, but take and benefit off of my gifts anyway? You used me as your punching bag because you didn't understand happiness. You thought you were miserable because of your outward image and the thoughts of others. You thought you could be happy by taking from me, but what you didn't know was that your own misery came from pretending all the time. You didn't know your misery came from your own capabilities and progress. I did not deserve anything you did to me, you who kept avoiding your own pain. You loved it when I lived for your trauma, and you hated it when I lived for myself. To the people who used me, how resentful were you that you could not be happy? Because the unhappiness you chose to associate with my reality, it was responsible for the hate I cast on myself. It wasn't my hate, it was yours. It was you who could not accept yourself. You who became addicted to projecting your fears onto me. Whenever I am around you, I will never be allowed to be me. You limit my potential so desperately. You are afraid I will climb higher than you. When I talk about the things I love, you tell me I am stupid for wanting to live for them. You avoid me, who is your mirror. You tell me I'm stupid for wanting to be different than someone like you. It was you who hated the gifts I had. It was you who hated my kindness. You didn't want me to be happier than you. You who didn't know how to heal your own pain. You who only keeps me around to convince yourself you are a good person. To the people I tried to love, you said behind my back that I left you for dead. But do you know how many times I tried over and over again to give you the chance to come with me, where every time I opened up my heart, you chose to be someone who discouraged me against my calling? Around you, I could never be my true self. You only wanted a specific version of me. So when I became somebody who started believing in myself and gave up after 3 long years of trying to be close to you, you hate me for taking care of myself. But did you know there was someone who loves me so much he was proud of me when I left him behind? He is happy when he sees I started to value myself and chase after my dreams. He is someone who truly loves me, even if he wasn't strong enough to keep us together at the time. I know he watches over me from afar and cheers me on every day, even if it doesn't include him. He doesn't know that I know, but I know already how he watches over me, that he is working hard to catch up to me. His existence is part of the reason I was able to remove your fake love from my life. To the people who thought they loved me, I deserve people who want me to be happy, even if it might not include them in the end. I deserve people who want me to grow and become my best self, even if it might mean they must catch up to me one day. I deserve people who want me to be successful for my own sake, because I am a good person. I deserve people who are capable of truly loving me. Me who is so gifted, people project onto me all the time. I deserve someone who can cheer me on no matter what, and only want me to shine brighter. Someone who isn't triggered by my shine. To the people who started calling me selfish, to the people who started calling me vain, you once called me the kindest person in the world, so why did you switch the word once I decided to be kind to myself? I, who learned you, the nice people, are so self-centered and don't even know it. The one thing I wish I could have done before leaving you was to help you see this. To the people who can no longer come with me, to the people who once called me kind but now call me vain, I'm not a doormat anymore. My gifts are not takeaways, and I will use them the way I was always meant to shine my light on the world without any shame you tried to cast on me. You will never take advantage of my kindness. My kindness is the real thing now. I will give it because I truly want to give it to someone. I will give it because of the real desire to share something with the world. And you will never be able to take that away from me. My kindness that is no longer out of desperation to be accepted. You will never be able to take my real kindness away from me, ever again. You were unhappy, so you made me unhappy too. You were jealous, so you made me feel ashamed of myself. You wanted what I had, so you took from me and strung me along with your fake kindness. When will you understand? You will be happy once you follow your own path. When will you stop trying to hurt people and instead focus on your own happiness? I could have repeated what you've done to me, to become a person that wants to inflict pain on others because I want them to understand how I felt when you treated me the way that you did. I could have also become someone who gave up on the concept of kindness, become someone who became angry easily and short-tempered. I could have become someone who made my pain an excuse to be a bad person. But my pain is not an excuse to be a bad person. If anything, it's the opposite. After going through what I went through, I never want another person to feel the way I did. The fact that I went through pain is not a reason to hurt others, but even more reasons to stop the evil in its tracks. The fact that I understand this pain means that I have the power to remove it from this world. It means that I'm capable of being a person who makes the world a better place after understanding its pain. I will not make my pain an excuse to live in sadness. I will never become someone like you, because it is I who made the choice to try and believe again. The way I was treated was not my fault, but my sadness for the future will be if I don't choose to improve myself. This is why I had to leave you behind, because I'm supposed to become somebody who liberates myself from you. So, though you have hurt me more than you will ever understand, though each one of you are unaware of your pain in your own ways, though you have hurt me more than you will ever know, though you almost made me give up many times, I will not repeat what you have done to me. I will not repeat the pain you passed on to me. You are scared of me being myself, because it reflects all your wrongdoings back to you. When I show you your fantasy world where my inferiority doesn't exist, it will be painful for you. But if I have one reason to live out the pain that you inflicted on me, it's to become someone who will help heal this earth, to take my pain and use it to heal others. So I don't care if you're running from yourself. I no longer care if you will get hurt when I choose to be me. Because if my light is too bright for your night-dwelling eyes, then I will be the one to show you your wrongdoings. When I cried that last time for the war against your narcissism, I wasn't crying for myself. I was crying for you because you were trapped in your own excuses and illusions. Dear the people I left behind, I forgive you. And I've learned that it's not my job to take you along with me if you aren't ready. The way you treated me was a reflection of how you saw the world and yourself. The harsh reality hit me when I was meant to be the one to move on faster than you. Because when it comes to my path, it is you who cannot come with me. And I have accepted that now. To the people who thought they loved me, I learned that you aren't capable of loving the real me. Though that's true, I don't mind. I'll chase my dream on my own, if I have to.